Hello,
Hi,
Oksana.
Alicia. How are you doing? I love your shirt.
Oh, yeah, I got a doggy. He's super fast.
Yeah.
Yes, here is very, very hot in England. We had 2 days of hell. Was really, very, very hot, but finally the rain. I never loved the rain. I like
Yeah.
these days,
But it
because
saves you in the heat.
yeah, yeah, it's too. But this is a very crazy summer. This is very strange year for everybody of us. The weather, the pollution, apparently ice are melting super fast.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
getting
why
crazier for
this
sure.
is
It's
this is
designed to get crazier.
exactly. I was reading the other day, and I would like if you can look about this guy Edgar Cayce that he says that apparently um, not very good news for us. Okay, and it was mentioned about nuclear, even the water apparently they will going to submerge cities like San Francisco, Los Angeles, blah 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 blah. I don't want to be negative, guys, of course, because I want to be optimistic person, but I want to just Loxana, she can look in the timelines which one we have to believe to feel safe and in a better world. Okay.
You know what I saw metaphorically? I, so I guess by what you said, that led me to the timeline that is to the right of me. So we're on this timeline in the middle. There's closest timelines to the right and to the left. The one to the right that I see like a big bright light coming down from up from the sky to the water, to the ocean next to New York. And I see the water wave going, flushing down, like really. There's something that came to me as the word is Plato. There's something about apparently the physical Platos of the earth. They're much like
Mhm.
discs, but they're sewn together in a way. And that Plato's gonna break away and push others. So when it pushes others, it's kind of like some continent's gonna break off and some gonna move. That's what I mean.
Okay.
I see Canada shifting somehow, but it's because it's almost like it looks like it's shifting, but it's something happening with the water flow. The water forms like a giant wave and just kind of like circles it in this way, surrounds it, and pushes it. It just all the lakes connect together. There's no distance in between them anymore. There's a lot of water basically. It's kind of like what another thing that comes, we're getting closer to original Earth, which was a water planet. Because water contains information, purity, peace, and water protects also. Um, that's a one timeline. Um, so the other timeline we're on right now is just gonna be fake, fakely designed problems, starting from viruses. I don't know. Some would experience water purification problems. It came to me as water, something in water that is bad,
Mm.
and they discover it. Agriculture. People are gonna be pushed more to grow their own stuff, grow own vegetables, and so we're gonna have extreme. We're gonna have two extremes on this timeline: the extreme good and the extreme negative.
Mm.
So the extreme negative is going to push us to go to the extreme good kind of line of events. But through through negative events, we're gonna go to positive events. You know, if you're like pressured to unite with your neighbor to grow garden together so you survive, it's kind of, it gives you positive perspectives here too. You learned how to not to argue, how to make to be friends despite maybe you have different opinions altogether, the way you view life, but at the same time you unite in one idea, let's save ourselves, right? And teach others how to do it too.
Mm-hmm.
um and then comes an example, it's probably from my rational mind, how this one woman in Ukraine was delivering drinking water to the whole village every day, even though they were occupied by Russians only. She was killed at the end by Russians, but one person means so much. One person can save many. That's the idea. And so everybody should get to the point of realization, because it goes with raising your consciousness, that you don't just sit and make videos and talk about things. You actually physically do. You physically help. You unite with others physically. You don't do it as virtually. You know, you're in this state or in this country, I'm in the other country. No, you have to physically meet together to make a difference. So that's it. I mean, it's going to be a number of things. Oh, this product or that product we cannot produce or deliver, or sun destroyed the crops, or some other things destroyed the crops. You know what I mean? And then,
Mm-hmm.
oh, the virus is back, and it's horror. You have to sit at home and all this stuff again and again. It's like a repetitive circle for people to wake up from it, because a lot still sleeping, or a lot think that they woke up but they really did not, because they still fight who is the white hat, who is the black hat, who is winning, who is better than others. Nobody's better than others. We are the best. Period. The whole system is a fake matrix system, and
Mm-hmm.
the figures that have money and power belong to the fake matrix system. So us, we are the only natural occurring powerful energy coming from our soul's essence that can change the whole system, and basically break it as an egg, take the shell out. The shell is a matrix. It's kind of metallized AI technology matrix,
Mm-hmm.
and just like embrace the core. The core is the essence of this planet, that we have to connect our essence to it and live in symbiotic relationship. And that's what we have to do now. But who's doing it? Me and you and other souls up there, figuring out the plan. How do we wake these people up? They're actually blocking by being in this group or the other, and negatively talking about this group or the other, and fighting with each other. They're blocking the process, the progress of events. You feel what I mean?
Yeah. So
So,
it's
and,
quite. I mean.
and the very negative timeline, that's just
Mhm.
there's like disaster area. It's like one of those planets when you see everything's destroyed and people living underneath in those tunnels. Basically, the those who had shapeshifters who had access to those tunnel system and underground facilities are surviving there at the end, because they basically destroyed everything. But I really don't feel it's going to end up that way. I feel like on one hand, there's chess game. One side is reptilian Dracos
Mhm.
standing, another side is all the other humanoid-like alien groups, including Nordics and tall whites. Those are the ones against the reptilians. They want to push them out, because reptilians, what they do, and they know it, they first they conquer, then they destroy. So they would make people cut, pollute the oceans, cut all the trees off, all the stuff they destroy.
Mhm.
See, for the humanoid races, they really don't want that destruction. They're more interested in genetic material as humans, as human
Mhm.
race, and do experiments. So they're more, in a way, they're more gentle as controllers of this planet, if you can say it this way. But for us, it's a progress. It would be a progress to push the reptilians and draconians away so they leave this planet. Then we can slowly understand, come to understand, hey, somebody's doing genetic research on us and,
Mhm.
creating even new races that's showing up. Let's get rid of those controllers also. So it's like a slow motion process of waking up and getting that to that understanding, that consciousness level. But what we are doing now, because it's different layers. On one hand, oh yeah, the war, we're getting rid of, this Putin's regime. But on the other hand, Putin represents the draconian reptilian empire, period. They are created one figure who represents them. And that figure is multiplied in many figures, clones. So you kill one, another one shows up. You know what I mean? Unless you kill them all off,
Mhm.
it's gonna be then that's gonna be another one named, other name, Medvedev, not Putin. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
Do
It's like,
you do
mhm.
you sorry if I interrupt you, Oksana, because I have this, people mentions the aliens because these draconians, this tall Nordic, obviously they are, aliens like us, but they are more particular. It's true that they will going to show themselves up to the people because many people they mention that the UFO they are more present now. Many people they are locating them in places like Tenerife in Spain, in Nevada, Roswell, New Mexico. I read that they are more showing themselves much easily now. So can be a sign, or it's just a timeline that you see.
It's actually the energetically they push to show themselves. It's at the culmination point. At the culmination point, the parties that control or colonize a planet have to show up,
Mhm.
and then they're gonna fight with each other by using people they gain control of, and they hooked those people up to one of the other egregore. Of course,
Mhm.
people always have the say. They can say no and they don't participate in this egregore. That's our power. A lot of people don't know because they think that, well, if I don't agree, then I lose my money, the payment, and then I won't be able to feed my family. That's what they usually use. But slowly but surely, we see how church is corrupt everywhere.
Mhm.
There's going to be more destruction going on in the low vibrational places, buildings, organizations, and things like that. But it's going to start with at the Earth level, you would say Ukraine wins Russia, but it's not about that. It's about the original human race pushes the reptilians out. And that's why the Russians who fight on Ukrainian side call themselves the Legion of Freedom of Russia because they want their country free. And then the other countries as a chain reaction, Georgia, Chechnya,
Mhm.
um, that Russians captured and put their fake government there, are going to be freed. You see how it goes? It goes in spirals. And then the spiral is going to push the other. Um, but by the way, the thing why this rocket on this timeline ends up in the ocean, because there's another powerful rocket hits
Mhm.
it and it moves it away from where people are. It doesn't go directly where it's supposed to be going. So it changes its trajectory because They heat it. You can heat a nuclear bomb apparently and make it move in other direction. So basically, that's what on that timeline happens. Um, but he also gonna this all these events are gonna teach people material side and money can be destroyed any minute, but the physical body containers are the ones that we should take care of, and that's why life matters at the physical level, as we say, the most. So it all gonna lead to, I hear the words like progress, humanity. We needed progress. We were in stagnation. We got to the point of stagnation, sitting by computer day and night, comfortably eating everything we want, no problems. No problems mean stagnation because that's how the human bodies are programmed for. Um, that's from I'm saying, like, I'm kind of looking at this my table. My table is made out of, it's up there. See, for you to understand like how I see when I leave my body at night, a lot of times I see it, and then I have this, how the shell inside it has all this purple and blue colors in the sun. It's kind of like my portal or my tunnel is made out of that light. It's very interesting. It's flickering different colors. And then I go to some platform, and there's a lot of us sitting there, but I have my own table, and then we trying to design an antidote biological program or idea how to destroy the AI. To destroy the AI that humans became part of due to implementation of technology, we have to bring the human, whatever human is left in them, compassion, it's important, understanding all this stuff, and make them forget about different belief systems. When you're fighting for your life, belief systems don't matter. Okay, you kind of bunch together and figure out how to survive. And
Exactly.
so,
There is no anymore political parties, religions, all these fake, uh, you know, let- games of the matrix that will distract you to save your life. That is
right.
not you
Um,
can compromise anymore.
And when everybody, literally everybody, loses everything,
Mm.
you can say, hey, apparently we don't need the money system. Banks are broken, they destroyed. Apparently we don't have a government system because it all betrayed us at many levels. And maybe we can just like be like that. Like, look what we've done. We survived because we got together. Maybe we should get together and figure out what group of people interested in growing the foods, what group of people is interested in, teaching kids what herbs are good for what, problem you have in the body, and so on. And then I see like groups of people. Um,
It reminds me, this show that they are shooting in America, which is The Walking Dead. Basically, they show these people, they're trying to survive. Okay, they use the zombies, which, to be honest, the zombies are these aliens.
we
If you
already have zombies in our society, lots of them.
Yeah, of course. This is I mean, what they making looking is much easier if you think about a zombie, but what is the zombie are definitely these entities. So the people are trying to survive, they're killing each other, they fight for a bottle of water. So they show when everything stops and you have to become community, you tribe with group of people that groups are good, groups are really bad, like what we are in the society now, but in a small, obviously, amount of people. It's quite, I mean, obviously, we know that Hollywood always prepare things before and then stuff happens. So, do you see any connection with The Walking Dead? This is they try to make us to maybe think that one day it's possible that we're going to see everything destroyed, no electricity, nothing.
They show their plans. They have to show their plans. They must show. Because you see, is the only creative power is inside these biological bodies that we call soul. Without us, they cannot create anything. For the way they design the body, the eyes is like program receiving station. Through the eyes, you receive images. The images are taken to the brain processor. It gets processed, integrated, and
Hmm.
then it's almost like in subconsciously you expect that to happen, even if you think no, 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 I don't want that to happen, but you still kind of create it. It's just,
Hmm.
I see it's kind of going through you, and you process it and make it happen.
Yeah, because it sounds like every time a epidemic, pandemic happens, or wars, or it's a movie shot to 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and everything sounds like it's happening. It's like they says, oh, this is what's going to happen in 20 years. This is in 10 years. This is a program or is just a coincidence?
No, it's a
Because,
program. It
mm,
that's how long it takes to get more people believe subconsciously into the
mm,
program. And it's about the percentage. If it's over 50%, that it's created automatically.
mm-hmm,
Because they also have the technology when they can look in if it's being created or not. One thing I can tell you that they're not gonna destroy, like Great Britain. You said that it's not correct. It's not gonna happen. I don't see it in any timelines.
mm. So Great Britain is safe.
Yeah, I don't see that. I see that they're really angry at the US for the land lease and for stuff like that, but once again, it's designed on purpose. It's not that. You know what I mean? They all decided ahead of time. The whole
Mm-hmm.
situation is designed ahead of time. So, and basically, all the elite wanted the war to happen. All the elite wanted to show the people, like, look, we're so good. We're giving weapons to Ukraine. We're helping. In fact, what in fact is happening. And they're the ones who created the whole plan. How
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna start, how it's gonna end, how many people they needed to get rid of, and there's thousands and thousands, just 39,000 of Russians killed. A lot of them are zombies and by robots, but a lot of them are people who were forced to do it, or came to do it for money because the government puts them under this conditions when they're so poor they don't know what the toilet is. So here you go. That these are the instruments they control you. They, if you're very poor, you'll run to do anything just for money. This, if you're very scared, you'll do what they tell you to do, and they want Ukraine scared and the people of Ukraine scared, and to pressure the government of Ukraine, the president, to agree to whatever Russia wants us to agree, basically give a lot of our territory away just to stop the bombings, but it's not going to happen.
But it's true that Putin apparently will going to die by maybe, I don't know if we're going to,
He's dead
you know,
already. He's dead.
uh,
It's not Putin. He's
yeah,
got
you know that,
metallized half of
you
the.
know that. What
Yeah.
about his physical body? How they can destroy this physical body? Is
It's in
possible
in
or?
it's in some lab. His other body is in some lab underneath Kremlin. By the way, if I was directing, the operations they call it in Ukraine, I would definitely destroy the Red Square. It's a demonic place. It's red because it's built on blood of people.
Hmm.
It's all about sacrifice and killing.
Yeah, this is why the name Red Square Blood.
Um,
Yeah, it's really, I don't know, it's quite I feel even my dreams are becoming lucid constantly informations. I saw me and myself in a timeline. I don't know if I like it myself in that contest because I was a bit confused. But I felt I saw somebody, the outlaws, hiding in the rocks, like we was in the Grand Canyon. Yeah, massive, tall rock. It was a beautiful scenario. I thought I was back to my home in Sardinia, but it was different. And these people, they I know that it was bad people, and I basically, with a coincidence, I find their place, and I tried to escape, but they didn't do nothing to capture me or. So then I saw myself running, and it was in my head, I have to report them or no, report them or no, report them or no. But they let me escape. Who they are they outlaws or the people are going to report? Then I was a police, but in a very strange dream. And I wanted to tell them, look, the outlaws, they were there. But
mm,
but suddenly this police car was transformed in a normal car. They was look at me and says, "Ah, I thought it was the police." So I was confused. Okay, I don't know to do the right thing or the bad thing. I was maybe doing reporting people that maybe they wasn't bad, or I was reporting. I mean, it was crazy, but I have a lot of this one. Something is a message there.
yeah, because your subconscious feels it. But I'm right now on this timeline where the one that's in the middle, that's more probable. There's just no nuclear anything used.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there is a plan that U.S. has coordinated with Great Britain. Basically, those alien races that we call, Pleiadians, Arcturians, all this. There are originals of them who have not been taken over by AI technology, and they are fighting inside the government also. I feel like there's a lot of struggle going on right now, but they want to save this planet. There's some plan to implement if the Draconians try to use nuclear weapons. And that plan is not going to be announced. It's a very secret plan. There's going to
Mm.
be some alien technology used, but beyond belief. So it can be, to be honest, like that. Even that bomb, like still looking at, like in the ocean, right by the New York. I don't feel like it's nuclear. I feel like they think it is, but some alien technology made it unnuclear. You know what I mean? They deactivated the atoms inside, and it's just gonna be a big massive bomb that's gonna create a wave that's gonna kind of like make the basically engulf the beaches on the
Mm-hmm.
shoreline. The shoreline is gonna be underwater, but I don't feel like they're gonna be like a lot of deaths and causing all this. No, I really don't. So, besides, the people who are, and here when you look at it energetically, you see the bright dots, which to me is people in high consciousness, understanding, not scared of dying, um, moving towards the safe spots just on time. So those who are kind of higher consciousness and understanding are still gonna be safe, and they're always gonna be safe. Um, so that kind of tells you that all these events before even if it happens, designed to, oops, so sorry, Mariel, designed to wake you up and to lose your fear. Like my brother told me he's not afraid to die anymore. He was in the beginning of the war, but now he is not. So, see what I mean?
It's like you live day by day. And you
Exactly.
don't
And
care
he
anymore
became
about
positive.
future, past, or what.
Right.
Yeah, today we did our. I mean, we being Samaritans, we be everything will be alive. We are brothers, sisters. We are, uh, the future generation or not, but we are alive today. It's like you're
Mm.
really definitely connecting in the now. And people forgot about this. Even if, unfortunately, we remember to living in the now only with the bad events like war or catastrophic, natural events. Because one day, sooner or later, even the mother heart says she will going to shake us like a dog shake fleas in the fur. And yeah, I definitely I feel that there is a big change, and sometimes I feel like, what they says, it's too quiet. The calm before the storm. And I know that there is a lot of tension because I notice even the British Parliament, I mean the English Parliament with the Boris Johnson that resign, and they don't even know who they put in charge. Conservatives are definitely against Tories, but and Russians are against the British. They all the time constantly they are treating the English Parliament that they will be bombed by a rocket. All this stuff, which make you think what is going on in the English because I mean it's a quite a very strong structure. Do you think Boris Johnson was pushed to resign? People they call him stupid. People they call him that is numb, that is dumb. But I don't know why now.
I feel like he had dark times when he was, more into materialistic and money, but I feel like he actually raised his consciousness and became different. He wasn't doing it purely for getting popular, going to Ukraine and supporting,
Hmm.
and giving weapons, supporting Zelensky. He wasn't. He was purely honest in it. As you were talking, I also see how when all the Russians who are believing, that's also done for them. They should understand for them to be waking up because when they realized that what they were telling on TV, that the Russian government never sends rockets to kill, children and women, which they do, shopping malls, any high rises with people living there, that's what they basically do to cause terror in regular people. When they realize they've done all of this and they killed 600 kids already, and I'm sure it's going to be more, unfortunately, it's going to be a big shaken up awakening. It's going to be a rough one for a lot of them because the ones who understand what's going on, they love the country. I told you, right?
Hmm.
There's unofficial numbers, 4 million Russians already left Russia. So, a overall, unfortunately, the war is a catalyst of people being shaken up, waking up, and raising their vibration and propelling us into higher understanding, which means higher consciousness level. Mm.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
Um, check. Let's check. We have still 20 minutes here. I wanted to ask you. I mean, just we're going a little bit, go a bit deeper. What is in the reality now? What is really happening in a physical way? If you can check. We're going to investigate. Like in remotely viewing what is happening to the all the prisoners of war. Like we had like English soldier. I mean, this was a guy that voluntarily decided to fight for to help the Ukrainians. Then he was captured and took in take in Russia prison. They says he died with the natural cases. Some things tell me that it's not true. So, can you go and check what is happened or what is happening with the other people, the other prisoners in the prisons, what they do to them? Because I don't know really. I have something. I feel something really wrong.
They take them 3 times a day to the torture room, morning, day, and evening. I see a lot of blood there. I see this room. I saw this before, Ephesia. You know, when I was doing like an investigation session on
Mm-hmm.
what they do on Mars to humans, torture them
Mm.
to fracture
Yeah.
their subconscious and create different alters. The same thing. They even have hooks when they hook you on your skin. It's really crazy. I mean, the whole thing is covered with blood. The walls, the and this one guy comes with the boxing gloves and starts hitting you. That they also use some sort of sticks that they plug into the wall. There's a stick that he puts on his stomach to burn. It burns, it's like an iron.
Oh my God.
His soul is not even in the body. His body is screaming, but his soul is observing. Before his death, he is already out. He came out through his chest. His heart was on. Energetically, it's like, your heart explodes into multiple pieces, is what I see. And your soul emerges from the chest, from that heart area. Just pops out.
I know that. I mean, even from the Nazis, because this definitely they are the new Nazis now. The people that can say, "Oh, what about the Americans? What about Israel?" That doesn't matter. This is the new Nazi generation, and I don't care what the people think. So, when they torture to death these people, these guys, these men,
The other guy,
um,
they don't want the other guy to come back to Britain. You know why?
mhm,
He's here, this guy I was telling you, tortured with the iron
because
stick. And
because they
then
will
the
get
other one is sitting on the chair. I'm telling you, this chair looks like from the World War II, no kidding. And he's sitting, he's strapped, right?
mhm.
And he's got electrodes and they do some switch. There's some black box and there's a switch and there are numbers. That's electric current. They switch the current and he goes like this.
Oh my
But
God.
in going like this, he sees what they're doing to his friend.
Okay. So, why they torture them? I mean, I know that this is normal, which it shouldn't be normal to torture prisoners, but why? They are just fighters. Why they? What they want from them is just for pure, this psychopath way to make them suffer, or because what do they want to know with this torture? What they want to extract
This who
from them?
torture, they are mostly reptilians. They just in the body of humans, basically. They even have features of reptilians. They have this crazy eyes, like psychopaths, like you mentioned. They do it on purpose because they want. There are people who still come into Ukraine, like volunteering from other countries, to
Mm-hmm.
help out, and they don't want that to happen anymore. They're kind of telling them, giving them a warning. Hey, if you come and we capture you, that's what's going to happen to you too. Um,
So this is a
Great
pure,
Great
pure.
Britain has some plan
Mm-hmm.
because of that happened. Great Britain got a underground meeting with Americans. And I don't see Biden. There's some other people there's a group. There are groups behind who are working together it's basically like vendetta to draconians and reptilians of Russia for torturing their citizen. But they're not going to announce about it. It's not going to be announced. There's something they're going to be doing. Um, what I feel like they for sure know exactly where it's located, where it's been done. They have the technology to know the names of those. I mean, there's just the names of the bodies or reptilians are occupying or going in and out of the body. But and also they have some alien technology nobody knows about that just nuclear stuff is not gonna happen because of that. It's just gonna be prevented.
Yeah, this is quite serious. And what happened to all this? The children they take away. A lot. I know that many civilians they are kidnapped.
Hundreds,
Or
thousands. Now we think 1 million children from Ukraine are taken to Russia
okay, that is the
away
one
from their
part that for me
parents.
it's really really hard even to ask what they do to these children,
They
how they
actually
treat
took them
them.
from the parents, not from like people would say, oh, from underground facilities. No, there are parents who tell their stories how they literally took their babies or children away, toddlers, even 2 year olds, 3 year olds, um, because they want to ch- change, fracture their mind, their subconscious, turn them into reptilians. Because that's what reptilians do. They capture territory, take the people who live on the territory, turn them into their army people. And that's how they grow the army. That's how they're going to capture the Europe and go further. That's the idea. That's what they do on other planets. And that's exactly why children are susceptible to brainwashing much better than adults. That's what they're going to do. But I see there's like 30% to me, I see a scale. They're going to be taken for organs, for whatever they need, to research. It's all together mixed. Abuse, sexual stuff, 45%. Um, so then the rest is 25%. I feel like it's given to different families, and those families are not very nice to them. So unfortunately, um, it just like biomaterial. That's what I got the word biomaterial for them. They don't care.
That
It's
is
not their
terrible,
children.
terrible, terrible, terrible. What about is the Russian people they will going to wake up? They're going to realize what is happening under their nose because of course we have lot of civilians that they are already brainwashed. A percentage they are like they bosses, you know, reptilians families. I would like to understand the real percentage of Russian when they have heart, when they started to see that is wrong, when they started to say enough is enough, even because the world, they are completely shut out. We don't even know what is happening in Russia right now. They don't have information. What if they are struggling? What about food? If they, I mean, probably even them, they must be suffering quite a lot because Putin, what he just show is just bombing, and I'm the bully, you know. But what about his own people? Because
So Ephesians, I got two percentages. 17, it kind of expands, goes into 32. As I understand, there's 32% who totally understand what's going on, predominantly young people
hmm
who they all have access to YouTube, by the way, but they choose not to watch it. So the young people do watch. 17% of them love the country already. So the rest is still there. those 17% had the ways to live to, either friends or family, or they knew how to get visa, or they had a lot of money. So this 17% basically has money to do it because you need the needs for this. The rest um, are just in the country, and they're hoping for the best, basically.
Well, in fact, I see the young generation is definitely, you
There's
know,
3% of them already in prisons.
3%.
Yeah.
Today I read, oh no, yesterday I read about this famous tennis player that she come out as a gay. She's Daria Cascarina, something like that. And
Hmm.
she says it's not easy to be in this country to be different. I mean, it's not illegal, but they poison the society against you, and often you can even be killed. Also, she
Hmm.
says, I know I want the war in Ukraine stops right now because I don't find fair. Is this young Russian popular and generation? She's going to be in trouble because she says openly she's against her government.
They're all gonna be in trouble at some point.
Hmm.
Yeah, I see that happening too. But I also see the cracks in the society after Ukraine wins the war. Because by design, supposed to win the war. That's the plan of the even high elite wanted
Mm.
to, because behind the high elite there's all these humanoid races who, also want to have access to this territory, because if the reptilians win, the access is going to be cut off to that territory. That territory has crystal, what comes to me, crystal gardens. I see crystal bridges. I see them built over water. It's all inside the earth. And there is like domes in the water sticking out. I see the roofs. And this is all territory of Ukraine. But it's in layers. You understand? You have to break the
Mm-hmm.
other layer of underground city to get to that. And that's what they want. There's amazing technology there that they want to get their hands on. And it's almost, that's the whole fight, because if reptilians get the land, they'll get to this technology. And the humanoids, all the humanoid races, they are the ones who want it, because they totally understand they lose the battle over earth if reptilians get on technology, that technology. And that's why they all got together, and that's why reptilians are going to be pushed out. So it's not only because, the evil wins over the goodness, but because there's something there very important for them to have, and
Yeah,
to be
because
able to continue.
I can see that is quite difficult, in this society after um, we'll reach a point where apparently we was living in a world which was peaceful, apart there was in the Middle East and Syria, all these places where they're still dying in front of us. Well, many people they says people don't care. Um, is what I really ask myself is when this war in Ukraine will be over. Do you think it will be this year? Will be the next year? Russia is claiming already that they conquer all the Donbass, asking the North Korean to rebuild Ukraine under the Russia, policy and governments and whatever. So it's
I got 2 words after winter,
after winter,
and then I got April. Yeah.
another year. So it's
But it's completely, meaning just completely when the Russian Empire is destroyed. When, I want to say, reptilian empire is destroyed. So,
So this inflation to finish, and we have to go in a minute. The inflation that is raising in every country. You mentioned that prices are raising in a crazy way. Even here in UK, prices are, especially vegetable, if they are imported. Gas is getting very expensive, so we don't know what's happened because Russia, we know that is the one that the biggest supplier. And so, what's happened with inflation? What about this winter? We have to be careful. We have to starting to save anything, starting to buy food. What do you suggest?
well, it's like a double lead, very smart way of showing people the new technology that is going to emerge, that's not going to use gas, and that's going to use electricity of basically other ways, because they have to lead the humanity towards the idea of zero point energy. From the minute they show the new technology of zero point energy, they'll be able to show the spaceships that belong to aliens.
Mm,
Yeah,
okay.
it goes towards this direction. So we're going to be going more to electrical everything. And that
Electricity.
electricity will come from the wind and water.
Uh, okay, because I heard there is the water, the power of the wind, the sun. So they
Yeah.
were going to use all these systems, like the
Sunny
panel,
states will use sun.
solar panels. This wheel winds. No, no, what you call wheel mill,
Windmills. Yeah.
windmill. Sorry, and that we can put in the water. Apparently, the power of the water can generate electricity and energy, and the wind, obviously, the wind, strong
Yeah.
place that can give a lot energy.
Yeah.
People says that's too expensive, but now we don't have any choice.
Mm.
So, do you
We
think?
also, people are gonna realize that we don't eat as much as we eat, and we don't need meat to eat. We can just raise vegetables and eat those, because they're gonna be breaking in the climate too. There's gonna be something happening with the climate. It's gonna be more. We're gonna be able to grow stuff more, and the meat technology is gonna be lost at some point because it's gonna be too expensive to even produce and deliver and all this.
Mm-hmm.
Because people at this point, we at a soul level as higher selves have to push people to do it, because they don't understand. They don't understand the connection as above as below, so below. They say it, but they don't understand the meaning. The meaning is, if you continue killing animals for your needs, somebody will kill you for his needs. So if you continue eating meat, then the draconians who took over people in any country can make those people kill you and even eat you if they need to. It can get even to that great crazy point. Like Russians eat pigeons now because the meat is too expensive to them. You know what I mean? uh, there are traps all over that they put up, and there's videos about that people film and put on YouTube.
What about?
Just a box with a stick and then a little bit of bread, so pigeon goes in and it shuts down.
My God.
And they ate dogs that belongs to Ukrainians who left their homes in Ukraine.
What about
So
pets? They're eating pets as well. Dogs,
They
cats.
yes, they do. Cats, dogs, they don't care. They even brag about it in their conversations too, that Ukrainians catch thanks to Elon Musk system that he donated to Ukraine. I think they catch the conversations was the kinds of technology that was given to us by Americans. Yeah, they brag to their wives, "Hey, what kind of dog do you think I ate today?" I mean, it's just like a normal thing that tells you this person was genetically modified into a reptilian. And that's what they wanted. They wanted the whole country to be a reptilian cyborgs. hive mind. You press the button, it sends the command to their brain, go fight, and they go fight. People don't understand that what's going on right now, if it's going to affect them in the case that Ukraine, gives up the territories and just forget about it, because they're going to go further. They're going to take Ukrainians, turn them into cyborgs, and collect a huge giant army, because Russia is the biggest continent, right? Biggest country on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just gonna smash and destroy everything. Europe is so small, anyways. Um, but just saying, in the perspective of other timelines that are too far away, and you have to think on layers, it's all designed. At the end of this, all as a conclusion, I can
Mm-hmm.
tell you, PJ, it's all designed to stimulate, to be a catalyst, all the events for the progress, of the catalyst of understanding. We have to get out of our mind labyrinths of the stupid belief systems that we all have. That I'm better than other, therefore I have to fight for the place under the sun. Even on YouTube, I'm better than this guy or that woman, or it's just this is very sick mentality that's gonna kill the humanity. Um, so if people understand it, going through, and therefore almost every country has to go through some problem, some very deep problem that affects them deeply, and they'll be pushed to think, what are my real values? What am I doing? Why am I doing here? In what is really happening? So
Yeah, it's like many questions. Why? Again, some people they don't understand that this is we are here because obviously
because we
we.
got tricked. Most of us got tricked in and be brought to this fake matrix
Mm-hmm.
by force.
Exactly.
And that's why the whole planet is fighting for freedom. Ukraine is fighting for freedom of living on, for people living on their own land. Other people fighting for freedom of not wearing, or not doing this. It's all, look, everybody's fighting for some sort of freedom because soul wants to be free, period. That's the only thing you have to think about. Forget about all this theories, who said what, who's what, and whatever. It doesn't matter. It's all about your soul, the freedom of your expression, of your imagination, what you want to experience in your life. You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely is many people there really one day they finally they will going to find their own truth, not only living our body like our container. And many people that already they are seeing things to a level that maybe not many people they are allowed to see. Not everybody can even ready to see and know things. This is where there are a group of people that selected that they are and they don't have a very easy life. They are really living in a very big demands from the public. They are even uh, criticized and let's say crucified from the media because they and this is these truthers which they are just few, the rest are just what we saw here are just sheep that they follow, not the shepherd but the wolf. So
the
yeah,
different egregore groups
yeah,
as
Gregor
choosers,
groups.
and they have their own names, each of them. Different platform. It's all provided by those beings who are attached to those egregore machines. So
Yeah, unfortunately, and this is why we have a lot of these groups because still everybody says, even us, what we say can be so as we are, what this ladies they talking about it, but it's okay. I mean, I feel that. I prefer to be criticized, treated like I'm crazy. Doesn't matter. But at last, we don't follow anybody else. We don't follow parties, religions. We don't follow nothing. We just connect with ourselves, with our inner selves. That's what it counts, Oksana.
Yeah,
Okay?
we're always going to be criticized. It's the design of this fake
Yeah, of
matrix.
course.
I always tell my kids, you're always, there's programs. You have to name them to yourself and realize that everybody has them. It's the fabric of our reality. So therefore, don't pay attention. Be truthful to yourself and respect yourself. Because
Exactly.
self-respect comes from you not saying what others say, but saying your own truth.
Hmm.
Otherwise, you don't respect yourself.
This is why, so in the end of the day, the people that waking up spiritually, they become to be like a small group than a big group. People like us, Lotoxanas, Ephesias, and other people that really they connect with the inner self, with
Mm-hmm.
their soul, and the dimension wherever the 5 dimensions, 6 dimensions. Apparently, there are only nine. I don't know if it's true, but apparently, not to everybody they go to the
The
nines.
endless dimensions, endless.
Yes.
That's a nine that they're talking about in the fake matrix, as I
Hmm.
see. They're like platforms, basically. Yeah, because
Yeah.
they want to
So.
lock you in the understanding. There's the roof, and the
Mhm.
roof is the nines, and from nines you can go anywhere. You're stuck again. Just all fake stuff.
This is why, it's just trust yourself, trust your gut, like they says, trust your
Mm,
visions, your own mediumship,
right,
not people they're talking about angels, spirit guides is you, is always you. Is you remembering who you are, because
right.
you have a superpowers, you're a hero. Even the words that we use, superpower, cosmic, stellar, they are all words created for us to think that, oh, we're not like that, but we are like that.
Right, exactly. You know what's interesting? We're getting together with the group from, the course I taught, one of the groups, and
Hmm.
this one woman said, that I really like what she said. She said, "Well, it's not really, it's kind of joking matter. It's not really cool anymore to be like a soul from the earth, because you
Hmm.
have to be an Arcturian or somebody
Hmm.
else, to be respected by humans on YouTube."
Exactly.
It's really hysterical, but it's true. Because you have to be superpower, whatever, for announce that you do this kind of sessions or that kind to be respected or trusted or whatever. But it's really has to be, the only thing is you have to feel, is it your person or not your person? Can this person really connect to you energetically and connect to your soul and tell you what just the soul tells that person through you or not? Well, that's the only thing. And everybody has his own right person. So we're all needed. Can't just be one person good for everybody.
In next episode, we're going to talk about. I visualize in one of my meditations, visions, creating a map, the world map that everybody can use, guys. And I
Hmm.
was thinking, you, Oksana, we're going to one day to focus in one. Basically, you're going to choose a part of the world with a map. Everybody going to take it like a small map, like A4,
Hmm.
and we're going to find a portal like everybody can enter. Okay, and we're going to project a big, massive energy. So we're going to connect with that portal. Obviously, we can't be physical, everybody there, but if he's in the Antarctica, or if he's in Norway, or if he's in South Africa, or Canada, wherever, we can
Hmm.
go by using our energy and our, you know, a psycho, I call spacecraft.
Yeah, good. Yeah, my
Uh,
kids always talk about Bermuda Triangle as they see as a portal for the positive alien groups that they used to live there. And
We
they
are
think there was
aliens.
Lemuria there, or some underwater Atlantis, whatever they. I don't remember what they said, but they said like, "Mom, there was a great civilization there." It's like a big portal.
Yeah, we can go. We can even ask your children to have a look. And then we're going to ask all the people that even if they watch us in 2 days after our recording, they can go there and meditate for 5, 10 minutes. And we started to create, like, when you switch the light in a room that is dark, and we can put the light, then
Mm,
we can put the light in every part of the maps in order the people in this light, they remember, they have the information in etheric. Okay.
um,
And maybe a live stream can be very fantastic that we can do
yeah,
straight
that's a good
away.
idea. Yeah.
We can go to prepare this probably in about 2 3 weeks in order that people knows. In
Mm-hmm.
the meantime, we are out of time because I know that you have
Thank
some
you.
issues.
Yeah.
So I wish everybody a fantastic week, to be optimistic as always. I know we are surrounded by bad news, but if we believe that we are definitely strong and we don't allow people to play us with the fear and fake news and to even crucify the victims instead the perpetrators, then just trust yourself, your consciousness, what is right and good. That's it. You
Right.
don't need to do
Yep. They
so.
always try to throw at you all kinds of news. See your reaction.
Just think if with the people that are dying is your son, is your nephew, is your brother, your auntie, your grandma, granddad. Just think where you come from, what means family, what mean preach love, and then doing completely different, and to be suck in the power games of people that you are just meat for them, like reptilians. They need energy. They eat, they devour. So, and you
Right.
are just meat, flesh.
Yeah.
But anyway, b- big kiss to everybody. Big hug
Okay.
from England, from Chicago. Just say something, Oksana, and they will leave.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Ephesia.
Ciao, ciao,
See you
ciao.
next time. Ciao, ciao.
See you next time.